Get your live on. Get your live.
Yeah.
Going live.
We're ready. We're ready.
We're ready. We're going live. Hey, happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. And we're here today for Conscious Conversations with Loree and Paula. Oh my goodness, what a glorious day today. So let's start off. I'm just smudging here.
Woo-woo.
And
Love when you do that.
And let's just start off with, first of all, let's take a deep breath.
I was going to say, can we do a little breath today?
Yeah.
Can I lead a little breath work today?
Yes, please do so.
Yeah. All right. So first, just take a breath. Just allow yourself to just take your own breath. A breath that fits you, a breath that matches you. Short, long, just whatever it is. And now just as you breathe in, just breathe that breath into your space, into the chair you're sitting in, the couch you're on. Breathe it in. And just be with it for a moment. And then let it leave.
Yeah. Do it.
Just feel yourself in the chair that you're in. Just feel yourself. Be with yourself. Be present to yourself. Your breath is this beautiful, beautiful gift that you've given your physical body to remind you of your entire essence. So this time as you breathe in, know that you're breathing in all the love of the divine, all of the energy of the universe that's meant just for you today. Breathe in that love. Hold it. Know that this is what love feels like. Breathe out. I know you're sharing love with the entire world. And just back to your own breath. Breathe as you breathe. Be present as you're present. And then just when you're ready, just open your eyes. Just come back to this call. And throughout the call, just allow your breath to connect you to us, connect you to your family, connect you to the community around you. Just feel all that love today.
I was thinking, what if I don't want to open my eyes?
I was thinking that too. I was like, is Paula gonna open her eyes? Am I gonna do this whole call while she's just in her breath? That's fair. We can do it. We'll be okay. We got it. That's totally fine. Hey, Paula. I'll just be like, hey, Paula, the whole time. You coming back? It's okay. You don't have to. I love doing that. I've been doing it on all of my calls, even my business calls, which, people will be the whole, really, you're going to do the woohoo thing, but it's not. So even on your business calls, even in your family moments, your breath is not about your breath is about, oh, right. I can connect my mind and my heart, and I can connect all of it. So, do that. Center before you do anything. Center before you make dinner. Center before you, start working on a project. Yeah, it's just a way to be with you.
Yeah, I do it before I work with people, before I go into sacred time with myself and with others, and beginning of my day, end of my day. It's just so important just to connect like that, just to center ourselves, and that's why I was feeling that, and every one of our calls is sacred, right? It's we move things, we talk about things, but I don't know, something about today, I just really felt it, and it was and interesting too, that we're both wearing our
I know. I was like, Paula, you gotta tell everybody what's going on with these, because I'm sure people are like, why, you guys, what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we should do a quick introduction in case there's somebody that doesn't know us yet, and then we'll get into all the juiciness of what is going on here. Why are we doing this today, and what are we wearing, and what are we experiencing? So, Loree, do you want to introduce yourself?
I do. I really do. So you can see my name. My name is Loree. Marie with an L. Oh, people always struggle with it a bit. But really, the name isn't the most important thing in these moments these days. I am a connector of consciousness. That's what I do. I support you and you and me and my family and the people around me in connecting into the consciousness that is truly who they are. I like to say that I'm an intuitive connection strategist. So in my work, I use a little strategy to help you remember who you are, to help you see what you can't see because of the filters of your day, because of the beliefs that are around you. And that's where my expertise lies in this world of consciousness, is to see you. I see you. And to allow a space for you to see yourself in a way that you haven't seen yourself since you were a child, in that pureness. So I, work with people who are wanting to remember that, people who are finding it like wobbly. I like the word wobbly in their life, who are wobbling with their connections with their children, with their employees, with their boss, with their family. There's these places right now because we have so many beliefs on us, so many beliefs that we're wading through, so many stories of the world around us, that we have forgotten who we are sometimes, and we're not able to move in alignment. So that's what I love to do. That's what I do in all of these conversations. That's what I do in my work, is we unravel all that has been twisted up around you, so you can see the brilliance that you are. Beautiful. That's what I'm going to go with today.
Just breathe that in. Yeah. So thank you, Loree. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Paula Hopwood, and I love to say that I'm experiencing, because that's what I do. I'm going along experiencing life. I came here to experience, and as part of my experience, it has led me down a path where pardon me?
No, that was just a little technical thing.
Just a little technical thing.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. I have so much fun with these calls.
I know, right? Oh, man.
So what I really do, and it's interesting, I've said it for years. I've just never attached it to my name before, because it was always something I kept more in the sacred zones, right? But truly who I am, what my mission here on earth is, I am a soul activator. And what I do is I help people to leave behind what the world has taught them and to embrace their truth. In that journey, I activate, whether it's coaching, mentoring, intuitive sessions, whatever, group stuff, like workshops, retreats, calls like this. I'm busy in the background holding space and activating people, and people come to me and they come away with such clarity, and because we just strip away all that stuff that's been holding them back, right? And they get real true on their soul and what they're supposed to be, what their soul's crying out for, what they want to experience, So this is me. I know it's funny because we kind of just like say whatever's on our mind every week. And I was thinking about that because I've been, in the last year or so, I've been more talking about activations publicly and stuff. But now I'm claiming that, right? It's in a time when people really need to know, we're going through this evolution right now. We're going through, and truth is being revealed. and all this lies and stuff that have been fed to us by ourselves. Like I always say, I'm the worst one, right, for picking stuff up and hanging on to it. And so to activate our soul, to bring us back to who we really are, right? Instead of activating the fears and the lies that we've been believing in, we activate our soul. And so those of you that are wondering, every once in a while I pop this up in front. So I am smudging right now with Palo Santo, which is from Peru, and it's a very sacred tree. And so I am feeling to smudge for everyone here today and clear energies for what's going on in our lives and for what's going to go on this call. Let's talk about what's going to go on in this call. What is on your head, Loree?
Right? So this is an Endear Crystal. And the other day you posted a beautiful conversation about the Lemurian energy. And I have connected with the Lemurian energy since I very first started on my awareness of energy. And how I know this is I would be in these places and people would be talking about the Lemurians and I'd be like, oh. And then I had this opportunity to be in a harp circle, a beautiful, leader of ritual. She had these harps and crystal bowls. And as we were playing them, this song came out of me, this sounding of the stories. And I knew that I was sounding the stories of the Lemurians. And I actually had this beautiful picture of myself in this cave. And I was the ancient storyteller. It was like this thing. And it's, and I knew, and I had never experienced that before. Right. And I was like, this is who I am. So, over the years, I've been doing all these different things. And when you posted that beautiful post the other day about the Lemurians and, that they live under earth and in these like beautiful systems, and then the Andaras, you talked about the Endear crystals, and I had remembered I have 3 Andaras. And, everybody, I guess the thing is I have not been actively connecting into my energetic truth until this past year. I put everything on hold for a little while. It was like this really strong calling of just pause everything. And I'm a good listener, so I did. And this last year, all of it's coming in this beautiful integrated consciousness of who I am. So when you posted that beautiful share about the Lemurians, and you guys can go onto Paula's page and see it, and it talked about the Andaras, I was like, oh, they're calling me. And something that I used to do often is wear my crystals on my third eye. And for me, it's the place where I feel the most love for them. It's the place where I feel the most connection. It's the place for me where I feel the most activation with my crystals, especially, my significant power crystals. So I tried wearing this Andara around my throat, like down here around my throat, on my throat for a few days. And then I was like, oh, my throat. It was just so powerful. And anyways, this morning I remembered how much I love to wear them here. So, yeah. And she's just this beautiful, like I can feel this incredible energy coming through her into me. And I've been asking consciously to reconnect to myself and my energetic soul. And I know I'm kind of rambling on here, but I'm kind of feeling into the crystal and what she wants to talk about right now, right? So one of the things in that beautiful article you shared, Paula, was about the great central sun and how that's really connected to the Lemurian energy. So what I want to say is that a few years ago, I was very strongly compelled to once a week do meditation. And during that time, I started channeling the great central sun. And then there was this one week where the channeling, and at the time I had not fully integrated what it was to be channeling awareness and consciousness. So it would be like the channeling coming through, but then my mind was still very active. And there was this channeling about the planets and the galaxy, and I can't even remember all of it, but I know that my Loree being went, whoa, too much. It's too much. I don't want to understand that. So then a couple weeks later, I was like, oh, I'm not leading these meditations anymore. Which to me now is this beautiful place of, I had a lot of aligning to do. I had some more unfolding, like you say, of, moving away all those beliefs that were preventing me. And just a few weeks ago, I was called again to start channeling the Great Central Sun. And I did one in my front yard under the trees. And there was no wobble with the integration. I fully was like present with it and the consciousness of it. And so as these awarenesses are coming for everybody, follow the trail, right? Follow the trail. Read the thing that reminds you of something, and go get the crystal that reminds you of something, and just do the next thing on the path, because it's just going to lead you to where you're supposed to be. And so that's why I'm wearing the Andara today, is this reminder that I am a Lemurian. I have always been. I've always known that I am an ever being. I've always known that I'm live in the ever when. I've always known that this beautiful body is this place of delivery of awareness in this lifetime. And so the reminder that you brought forward for me the other day with that beautiful post, and then the Andara is actually, connecting to me and singing to me, are just this place of I am that. I've always been that. And today to talk about the cave, and that I was singing in that cave, and the ancient stories. I know I'm a storyteller. I know I see the stories within you, and I support you to allow those stories of all of who you are to come out and fulfill your experience here. That's yeah.
Beautiful.
I'm hearing her, right? And I'm like, it's like I'm like seeing all these things that I haven't seen in my own life for quite a while. So
yeah. So this is interesting. We knew we were going to get together and talk today, but we didn't know we were going to go this deep into it. So I am going to share a few things. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to read that post for everyone. Mm-hmm. I think it's important to read that post. And, but what I would like to share first of all is just a little bit of my journey of being aware that a part of me that I am Lemurian is that. So I grew up, my parents had a record. That's how old I am. You can tell I have gray hair. And my parents had a record of humpback whales. And it drew my soul. I could not listen to that record enough. I played it over and over and over again. My brothers would get upset with me. And all I wanted to do was listen to that album, right? I would put it on all the time and listen to it. It felt like home. It just felt like home. Then in the late 80s, maybe mid to late 80s, I'm thinking, I lived in Alberta, Canada, and still do. And I would go to West Edmonton Mall, and they had dolphins there in the mall. And I was walking, and the way I found out they had dolphins in the mall, I was walking through the mall. I wasn't anywhere near the water there. And all of a sudden, somebody started speaking to me in a language that I deeply knew within my soul. And they were calling me over. And so I went over, and lo and behold, there was dolphins there. And I love dolphins. Now, an interesting thing happened because I am an animal communicator. So yes, I do speak with animals. And it was interesting because the dolphins there were communicating with me, but it was different. It was different than other times animals had communicated with me. And they weren't upset. They were happy. They were connecting with people. They were calling people forward, and I was one of them. And there was an ancient knowledge flowing in through there, and I knew I think that's the first time I ever really tapped into the Lemurian, and I didn't really know what it was consciously, but I knew within my soul. And throughout the years, loving dolphins actually. How do I do the camera thing here? First tattoo I ever got, dolphin. Wow. Just I was so drawn down into the waters there by Maui, and to go back home into the ocean. And one thing after another would happen throughout the years. Lemurian crystals began to find me. I have them all over, like every one of my headbands. When you see me wear a headband, this is always a Lemurian over my third eye. I wear one around my neck all the time. I have them around me. I channel Lemurian knowledge. It's actually pretty cool. A lot of love wisdom comes through, is what I'll call it. The flow of feminine receiving and flow, and emotions just flowing and going, and love coming in and creating this love vibe, pushing out, flowing out, all the negative energies is a lot of stuff that I've experienced with this. It's kind of cool. Loree, I got to share what happened to us at that one joint venture summit. Both Loree and I have old whiplash injuries and head injuries, and from was yours from a vehicle accident as well? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. And it was interesting because I was at this joint venture summit with her, and my neck started to hurt for no reason. My old whiplash started to hurt, and hers started to hurt too. And we were sitting out on a break, and we're both like rubbing our necks and stuff. And I'm tapping into it, and I'm like, this is a Lemurian channel opening, right? And I didn't say anything, and then Loree said it, and we both looked at each other. Like, it was like amazing. I forget, that was like what, 3-4 years ago or something. I forget how long ago that was.
It was Paula. It was only 2 years ago.
Was it? Feels like 20 years ago.
I know,
because
time has
even more started coming through, and been very connected with the Pleiadians, of course, with Lemuria and stuff. And so it was just really cool. So this post, I did not write this post. Okay. I shared it. So what I wrote, this is my part: for all my Lemurian family and more. That was the part I wrote. I stand by that proudly.
Just to identify who it is that's going to be like connecting to this. It's the Lemurian part of my family. It's not the, it's not my husband's side. It's the Lemurian side.
So this channeled message is full of information about Lemuria. The event, the return of the Lemurians, Pleiadian light forces transmission, channeled by Michael Love, which is interesting because I've actually spoken with him. About 4 or 5 years ago, before I moved down here. I had spoke with him on, must have been Skype, because Zoom wasn't around back then, or at least it wasn't for me. Okay, great ones. The Lemurians have returned. Here's the decoded contents of this transmission. We are the Lemurians. We've returned to the earth after eons, and we're here to stand by you in your great hour of human ascension. We came to tell you our story for the purpose of activating your dormant DNA and to prepare the way for you to enter into the new earth. Dear one, we are the first beings to ever inhabit this beautiful planet you lived on called Earth. Our civilization, Lemuria, or I don't know how you pronounce this, Mu, it's M-U, which means mother, came to Earth from the stars eons ago, just as you did. We're an ancient civilization that was located in the area you know as the South Pacific. We flourished on Earth 26,000 years ago. Our home, Lemuria, was approximately 5,000 miles long and 3,000 miles wide, and was destroyed by violent volcanic eruptions from a grand collision in our day from the heavenly body Nibiru. When Nibiru passed by in those days, the gravitational pull caused massive tectonic plates to separate and divide our great global continent, Pangaea, into what you now know as your modern world land masses. The remains of our homeland is located in your modern Northern California, the Hawaiian chain of islands, parts of Fiji, and outposts such as Easter Island and other small deserted islands. When we arrived on Earth in ancient times, we came in as semi-physical, etheric forms from higher dimensions on Orion, Pleiades, and Sirius. We did much work and ritual to solidify our bodies into the physical plane. We are a peace-loving, community-minded people who spurned the advanced technology of the Atlanteans. We built an agrarian culture, a healing priesthood, and instilled rituals that promoted unity and common progress. The same core principles of our society is the same as the New Earth society you're creating for yourselves at this very moment. We're a tall, broad-shouldered, golden-skinned group of beings with black hair and dark brown eyes. We use telepathy, telekinesis, advanced healing techniques in our cosmic society. Though most of our descendants are the Indian cultures of the North and South American, maybe many members of our society have blonde hair and blue eyes. The symbol of our ancient continent is the central sun in the center of the universe called Maui. This is the source of all life, time, power, and energy. The great sun represents the God energy or sun within each being in the universe. It is the great flame that unifies mankind with her creation. You still carry the energy of the central sun in your modern human bodies. Your third eye chakra, located between the eyes, represents the inner sun or soul and links you to your true spiritual visions. In ancient days, we had long, healthy lives, often of hundreds and even thousands of years. The climate of our world on Earth in those days was warm and tropical. Disease was almost non-existent, and men and women both had equal say in the running of the continent's affairs. Many families were of a matriarchal nature, with the eldest female guiding the younger members as a wise mother. We were able to travel and view events by thought projection, astral travel, far-seeing, and telekinesis. We have always worked in harmony with all peoples, animals, minerals, and natural forces. We are able to converse with the nature kingdoms of divas, sprites, mermaids, etc., as well as alien races. In ancient days, meditation was a valuable and much used tool for inner guidance in that great epoch on planet Earth. We became experts at creating our reality, mastering our minds, emotions, and intentions. Our healing techniques incorporated acupressure, massage, stroking, sea baths, chakras, breathing exercises, chanting, gem therapy, certain foods, and medicinal plants, and balancing and creating a positive flow of mana within the body and surrounds. We understand that illness is caused by conflicts in thoughts and emotions. Our priests and priestesses of ancient days, known as kahunas, I don't know how to say that word, held the respect and love of the people and healed, guided, and performed rituals of marriage, funerals, baby namings, and other blessings. Our secret rituals and knowledge are known as huna. The chi or life force around our bodies and communities is called mana. This mana is both etheric and physical matter. Our ancient term, darshan, is a Lemurian ascended master's word for the power of the light of the divine central sun that powers the entire cosmos. The secret to everything lies in the central sun. All the knowledge of the universe is stored there. This grand cosmic knowledge database is called the Akashic Records, and it is the knowledge of all that is. It is infinite intelligence, and as you are open to full access to it, you will know all things and you will be able to do all things. In ancient days, we worked in our great temples to bring the incredible power of the central sun into our bodies and onto the earth. Our main temple in ancient days was located in your Sierra Nevada mountains on the great mountain of heaven, now called Mount Shasta. The legend of the Lady Nellie's Land in Northern California. Have you heard about the pure monatomic Endear crystals that come from the Sierra Nevada mountains? 0 point for the original Endear temple in Lemuria was located right in the middle of modern-day Lady Nellie's Land at Mount Shasta. When the poles shifted 26,000 years ago as Nibiru passed by, the tectonic plates of Earth moved thousands of miles apart, separating the golden Lemurian continent of Pangaea into the multiple continents of the world today. The prima matra used in the Lemurian temples was superheated and pressurized by the intense volcanic activity of the global Nibiru catastrophe, and cosmic Ethereum was formed into the crystallized silica known as modern Endear crystals that are now mined from the Sierra Nevada mountains, Hawaii, and South Africa. We, the Lemurians, brought cosmic Ethereum monatomic, boy, I'm having troubles with that word. monatomic minerals from heaven to earth, and through what seemed like an incredible catastrophe for us, turned out to be a blessing in the end. The magical life substance of our lost civilization was preserved by the earth down through the ages and is still available today for your journey to higher consciousness, self-healing, and collective planetary path of spiritual transformation. As you will see, beings that receive this golden central sunlight of Ethereum monotomon, yeah, that'll be my word, monatomic substance into their bodies experience incredible expansionary states. These experiences are recorded in ancient texts that describe the use of white powder of gold. It is also known as the Philosopher's Stone. There's some other names that I cannot pronounce. And then manna and Shemana. And there's one that is MFKZT. I don't know how to pronounce that. White gold was created alchemically by many ancient civilizations for the purpose of expanding consciousness, heightening abilities of their leaders, and as a part of certain ceremonies. It's usually reserved for the higher echelons in society or religious orders, often given to initiates being promoted to a higher status within the group. This rare quantum, otherworld powdery monatomic substance is a very treasure. The Anakai, why can't I say that word either now? I know what that one is. Can't say it. Anukai, came to Earth seeking eons ago. It is also the only solution to Earth's weakening magnetic field and the chemtrail polluted skies that surround the planet. The most potent and effective source of Ethereum found on Earth is not from monatomic gold, but is from the prima matra that is contained in monatomic Endear crystals. We are here to show you that monatomic Ethereum is not only the solution to saving the biosphere of planet Earth, but also the secret to eternal life in the physical body, the secret to supernatural abilities, the secret to activating all 12 strands of your dormant DNA, and the magical alchemical elixir of life substance spoke of by every ancient culture on Earth. This is the gift we left you buried in the earth in the scattered mountains of Lemuria. This Lemurian monatomic substance is a white powder that comes from higher dimensions. Ethereum gold includes the monatomic mineral elements of gold, iridium, rhodium, silver, platinum, and chromium. It is often referred to as ormus or orms, orbitally rearranged monatomic element. This substance defies all the laws of physics and is truly from another world. It is from our world and originates in the fifth dimension. Yes, it's true, the great deposits of prima matra or mana we left you are still present in the grounds of our dispersed homeland of Lemuria. The strongest concentration of this mana from heaven is still present in Northern California and Hawaii and parts of South Africa to this very day. In your great event, many benevolent star nations are working around the clock to bring back the lost ancient knowledge of the higher realms that once existed on planet Earth. We are the Grand Lemurians and have returned, dear ones, to help you return this place back to the paradise it used to be. What a glorious time it is for us to be here with you as you do the greatest thing that has ever been done. After the great catastrophes of our Yuga, we performed a domed city inside the Grand Mountain called Shasta, where we still reside to this day. This advanced inner Earth city is a fifth dimensional city called Telos. And when we say that we have now returned, we mean you are now resonating with us. And we are resonating with you at this very moment. And it is the great time we are given to come and speak with you. We are reaching out to assist you at this very day. We are here, great ones. Can you sense us? Can you remember your ancient incarnations in the great cities of Lemuria and Atlantis? Our ancient prayer and words of encouragement for you are, arise, children of the sun. Awaken to the song of your celestial heart of all there is. Embrace the sun within your heart and shine it forth for all to see. Dance in the golden rays of liquid light. Be free. Be joyful, for now is the time. Dear ones, billions of benevolent light beings are here with us at this hour, working in your galaxy to bring the light of the central sun once again to planet Earth. You are seeing the sun show up in your world now on a regular basis as high vibrational sustained spikes of energy measured by your modern space agencies. One of the most powerful ways to get this light into Earth is by using 5D crystal receivers and amplifiers. Endear crystals are the most powerful quantum crystalline receivers and amplifiers in the universe. This is why every advanced star civilization uses Endear crystal technology to power and operate their systems and worlds. Endeiras are composed primarily of prima matra, sacred matter. Heated to very high temperatures, the sacred matter powders coming from this land were created by an interdimensional energy implosion, creating blue needles, which are highly charged ionic particles of supraatomic substance, streams falling interdimensionally into a moving and spinning field of energy, creating whirling, elongated holes in time. Approximately 2,000 years after this implosion occurred, a Lemurian temple complex was raised on this site. The name of this temple was Endear, meaning light of beauty and perfection. The primary purpose of this complex was in working with the prima matra powders, crystals, and water of the land to transmute their crystalline DNA. If you have noticed, many of your modern day spiritual teachers and healers have been speaking about Endear crystal technology lately. Why? Because we have recently imparted this ancient advanced technology to certain highly evolved members of Earth's ascension community. These Earth Masters know that Endeiras are a direct interdimensional doorway to the central sun at the 5D galactic core, and Endeiras directly receive, amplify, and transmit complex light data from the central sun at the galactic core. The Great White Brotherhood, who are the monks of Tibet and Hawaii, have guarded and handed down our Lemurian knowledge down through the ages. Lemurian monasteries around the world still hold all of our ancient knowledge to this day. In your time, the great Kali Yuga has come, and we are here to assist you in the amazing change that is about to happen on Earth. Just like our brothers, the Palladians, the Atlanteans, the Egyptians, and many more root races, we're here to share our ancient crystal technology with you. This is one of the primary reasons we have returned. All of this is to give you a divine boost on your ascension journey. Our best counsel is this: study this ancient crystal technology and work with it each day to experience the magical effects of Lemurian Endear crystal energy technology. Here's the information about the Endear crystal technology used in ancient Lemuria temples and modern Endear technology overview just for you. You may have heard the word Endear a few times recently, and that's because we're sending high levels of 5D Endear plasma energy to Earth now to finish forming the new Earth crystalline grid. And we're here as an ancient brotherhood to reacquaint you with this ancient Atlantean technology to aid you in your personal spiritual evolution. Endear crystals are the highest vibrational crystals in this universe. Endear crystals originate from fifth dimensional star systems. Endear crystals were used by the ancient Lemurian sisterhood as advanced ascension technology for heightened spiritual development, as advanced energy technology, and for total healing of the layered energy bodies. We will use this space in our message to say any being who has Endear crystals near their energy field for even a few days will begin to notice a rapid increase in manifestation. We give you a word of caution here and say that even low vibrational energy manifests outwardly, but at this point in your spiritual evolution, you have most likely cleared most of that. And if not, Endear will simply bring it up for you to be aware of so you can quickly clear it. An Endear crystal is a living, non-terrestrial, benevolent energy that amplifies your auric field by more than 100 times its original power. As soon as you come into contact with an Endear crystal, life will become a bit energetic, but isn't that why we desire the crystal in the first place? The secret here is to master yourself first and then become the master Lemurian crystal technician. These crystals are multidimensional and are not bound by space and time. Monatomic Endear crystals work directly on your DNA and will tune your auric resonance to the fifth dimensional 40 hertz gamma state of being. Endear crystals are the most mysterious objects on Earth, and they cannot be totally defined or measured completely because of their metaphysical properties, and they do not make human sense at all. This is because they do not come from planet Earth, and they are truly a literal piece of magical, ancient, extraterrestrial technology that takes some time to begin to understand. Endear material is able to transfer its exotic properties to similar metallic or silica materials. It seems that the monatomic metallic elements have the ability to resonate similar materials to their high frequency state, transmuting and or transforming that material to resemble and reflect their exotic properties. This is why the Endear glass found on Lady Nellie's property at Mount Shasta exhibits the identical metaphysical properties of the original fifth dimensional Lemurian Endearas used in Lemurian temples eons ago. Endearas resemble a crystalline lava glass, and while certain similarities are present between lava glass, such as obsidian and these crystals, they are vastly different energetically and atomically. The Endear crystal glass has been put on an electromagnetic spectrum analysis, and the electromagnetic patterns it emanates are not at all like regular glass. 5D monatomic Endear crystals are like an obsidian glass material made of monatomic metallic elements, which are powder-like in form and transmute to glass under high heat, similar to obsidian. Endearas are etheric matter in the form of monatomic materials exhibiting quantum properties at the non-quantum level. As etheric matter, they are considered energy light as manifest matter of the first order in a quantum state of resonance, that being in this dimension as well as others at the same time. Endear crystals are powerful energy devices and are calibrated for those further down the spiritual path. There are many types of crystals found on the earth, but they do not offer up the very rare high vibrational for those looking for a more accelerated journey. Endearas are not for everyone. Some beings who have barely awakened have terrible experience with the intense amplification power of Endear crystals when they're in resistance to what is being asked of them by the universe. One needs to step up to the plate with their inner work, be ready and be mature, and be disciplined when using Endear crystals, because they greatly amplify the energy that your being is in, consciously or unconsciously. Endear is the most powerful amplifier of the consciousness in the universe. And since you are already creating your own reality, this is the main ascension tool you will need to manifest not only a personal life of dreams, but also a better world for all of humanity on planet Earth. Endairs are available in such beautiful translucent colors due to rare trace mineral deposits of metal oxides found in the soil, trace elements such as iron, manganese, selenium, cobalt, copper, nickel, titanium, gold, silver, and even uranium. Endear is a volcanic glass that is found high up in the sacred Indian regions in California and Hawaii. It also comes from South Africa and Indonesia. Do your own in-depth research about Endear crystals, be around them and work with them personally, and you will soon begin to understand the beginnings of what we understand. Acquire some of these magical stones and align with them to create your own ascension magic. Dear one, keep reaching for the stars. Be encouraged and have faith. You have fought the good fight of love and courage. You have stayed the course and ran the race to the very end. Just ahead is a safer place for you that is free from the anxieties of life you've been experiencing. It is time now for you to be free and happy and come on up to a higher and much better way of being. And then it says how to work with Endear crystal. Simply come into close contact with an Endeara, hold it, meditate with it, gaze upon it, and send your highest intention into it. Endeara will greatly amplify your desires and manifest them quickly and directly to you from a higher dimensional plane. Godspeed. And this was channeled from Michael and the Pleiadians. He doesn't have his website on here, but if you want to search him up and other channels, other stuff that he channels, as well as other people that channel, go to Love Has One, as in, I'll put it in the comments, lovehasone.org, because they have some good stuff there. But the cool thing is I don't know about you, but I've went along in life and, Ormus came into my life about 10 years ago, and I had no idea there was any connection between that and Lemuria. It's like all these tools have come into my life to help me ascend, to help me on this journey. And it turns out that they're all connected with Lemuria, right? And I just think that is so cool. And even the friendships and the soul that we're finding each other are very Lemurian, like Loree, like take you and I, for example. I just think that this is really cool. So yeah, there. I read it all. That was a long time to read.
I was like, yeah. Well, as you were reading, I was thinking different things too, is that we all connect to a different entry point into our conscious evolution. We all connect to a different, there's different things along the way that resonate with where we are in our individual alignment. Right. And right now I'm like, have this Andara on my forehead and I can feel my entire essence, communicating with everybody. And as you were talking about working with the crystals, I want people to understand that there was a place in what Paula was reading that said the Andaras are multidimensional, which means that you can work with them without actually having them. So one of the things that's happening with Paula wearing her Lemurian headdress and me wearing this on my third eye is right now we are amplifying the energy of the Lemurians and the Andaras and the Palladians and Earth and Shasta and Hawaii and everything that Paula talked about. There would be something in that sharing that resonated with you. They'll be like, it could have been a word or a sentence or an entire like, oh, they lived here or we lived here or the crystal. And so what's happening right now for us is the energy of the crystal themselves are amplified. And because we're wearing them where we're wearing them, that energy is moving out into our essence and it's magnifying out for all of you. So you don't actually have to own the Andara to feel the energy of the Andara. You don't have to own the beautiful Lemurian crystal that Paula has on her third eye right now to connect to the incredible feminine wisdom that's like vibrating off of her. It's just all you need to do is just take that breath and go, in this moment, what shall I hear? In this moment, what shall I feel? In this moment, what shall I know? And then you're going to leave this call and you're going to go about your day and do your things. And then you'll be walking down the road and somebody will say something to you and you'll go, oh, I feel different about this. Or tomorrow you'll be in a conversation with somebody and you'll hear a word that reminds you of the feeling you had today. And that's what leads you to the next thing. And it's the thing I've learned the most powerfully over these years is to trust. The minute you felt one connection to the awareness of your eternal being, that's it. That's all you need. You're there. And the rest of it is simply coming into alignment, experiencing the things you've laid out for yourself, and it doesn't go away. You don't lose it because you're not thinking about it every day. You don't lose it. You're just going and doing this stuff. And then another thing reminds you. And then you're in these conversations. I see on the chats, Judy, my friend Judy popped on. And I don't know if she's still on, but like Paula, she came into my space a few years ago. And then we started unfolding our conversations and about Shasta and Lemuria. And she's now really connecting to the Palladians. And honestly, everybody, I just want to let you know that all you need to do is breathe. Yeah. You don't have to go out and work hard to find the crystals. You don't have to work hard to find the people that'll channel for you. It's about, go ahead. Yeah.
I was going to say, it's all within you. You see, I started off my share as listening to humpback whales when I was a little girl on a record. That was no coincidence.
Yeah.
The dolphins speaking to me. My draw to go to Maui. Like a lot of people think the draw to go to Maui is about tourism. Yes, I went there for a writing conference, but I actually really wanted to get into the water. I wanted to get it. There was something magical about the water I needed to get into. All these little steps, we're just so supported. People come into our life. You're here on this call, whether you're watching live or recorded, for a reason, right? I read that big channel that Michael did for a reason, so that you can have this be a part of you. Loree wore her crystal today so it can be a part of you, right? That it can help you. I wear my Lemurians same thing, right?
Yeah.
And it's just, I love that we even started today, with breathing. That's just so important, to breathe, allow that flow of life in, to allow the flow of whatever's coming, whatever is for us at this time in our life, this time in our evolution, right? So Loree's right. You don't have to run out and buy an Endear Crystal. You have access to it already. It is multidimensional, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, simply by reading something that talks about like a thing that resonates in your vibration. I read about the Endars and I was like, oh, right. I knew exactly where I've been storing them away. And for me, I have one. But I didn't, as soon as I read it, I felt it. I felt it in my body. I felt it in my hands. I felt it calling me like, ah. And then I'm just, interestingly enough, the channeling that I did with the Great Central Sun a couple of weeks ago, there was this beautiful spot where we all activated into a gift of the galactic energy that was to support us. And mine was a crystal. And then here, a few days later, I read this thing and I remember, oh, the Endars, I have one. And as you're talking, then I'm like, oh yeah, the Great Central Sun gave me the activation with the crystal, and here she is. So I guess that I think that I just want to share that kind of stuff with people, is that this is not something that Paula and I just go out, we sit down and we get all the answers today.
Yeah.
Right? There's most of the time for me, it's after, and I go, oh, this dot connects to this dot that connects to, oh, Paula was in, West Edmonton Mall with the dolphins. I remember the first time I felt the dolphins in West Edmonton Mall. We were probably there at the same time. We just didn't know. Right? It's this that builds your evidence. It's when you pause in right now and go, oh, that dot connected me to this dot, that connected me to this dot. Paula and I, when we met, how we met, now we look back and go, oh, I see this one to this one to this one.
Yeah.
When you do that, when you stand in your present right now and you look at the connections of the dots that came before, you get this sense of, oh, I've always been on purpose. I've always been on path.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And when you do that, that is when it allows your path to open up in front of you.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get caught up in the how do I, where do I, what do I do next? And because we're taught that we need to pre-plan forward, right? We set goals, we do these things. But I think that's just something really important to share with everybody, is the power is in right now. The power is in right now, having these beautiful awareness that you've always been led to where you are right now. And then allow that to build your trust into what's coming next. Because sometimes, like me, you shut it all off for like a year. Sometimes you just sit still in your life and you're just doing your life. And then all of a sudden, alignment happens and bam, here you are doing a conscious conversation call. Right? You don't have to work, I guess, telling people.
Well, that's the thing. Your divine path, your creation, right? Like you're divine, and your divine path is divine.
Yeah.
Everything about it, like I share my background of being abused and being, me being abusive to myself even. That was a part of my divine path, right? And all these little things that come and support us. So you're never not on your path. Like Loree even said, take a year off, do whatever. You're still on, you're a divine being. You're this divine, incredible love, light being, and you are on having this experience, having this divine experience. You're never not in your divinity of having that experience, right? So all this comes to support. I love it. Like, looking back, all the little, if you want to call them breadcrumbs, right, along the way. And, oh, that makes sense. that makes sense. I love that. Love that.
So even if, people were to go back and watch these calls, which I know we're going to be putting in a place so that you can access each one. I think we're both going to be putting them on our YouTube channels, which we're both really growing and developing right now. You would even see with us how we allowed for our consciousness to evolve and grow over the last 20 weeks. It's been like 20 weeks. I can't even, because we just followed the crumb. We'd get up and we'd be like, oh, it's such a rough night. Oh, let's talk about this. Right?
Truly, this is how we do these calls. Oh my God, I can't believe this.
Oh, last week, what happened this last week? I can't even. And then, right? And so it's not like this place where you have to like work hard to be perfect at this. It's really just, we love sharing. Like Paula and I both, like, she'll be talking and I'll be like, oh my gosh, we call it the lean in, right?
Yeah, the lean in.
Right. It's the lean in. So life is that good. Life is that good when you decide that the wobbles that I've had for the last week are actually the good stuff that leads to the lean in. Mm-hmm. And all you do is follow the place you're at next, right? So it brings me to, I do want to talk to everybody because, right?
I'm excited about something here.
I know, we're excited. In the beginning, we were like, oh yeah, we'll just have these conversations. And then I think it was like the third weekend when somebody said to us, I think it was Judy, when are you guys doing a like live event? And we're like, well, sure. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. Then a few weeks ago, we got off the call and we're like, hey, when are we doing a thing? Well, we have booked a date and we're doing a thing. We have booked October 3rd and we're going to do a live gather and conscious conversation. Lean into the mystic. So dynamic soul chats, wisdom channeling, ritual, ceremony, unfolding the divine within yourself, unfolding that mystic that you are through the sacred connection of our conversations. And so we are really excited. Paula, are you putting that in the chat right now? Is that what you're doing? So if we don't get it in the chat right now, there's a link and we will get it in the chat after. But we have a group on Facebook, Gather in Conscious Conversation. And we have an event. So we're going to share that all over everywhere. And you're going to see us talking about it, right? So it's going to be in the Okotoks area. So we're just like finalizing what that looks like. The weather's going to be beautiful that day. So our intention is that it's going to be outside by water. And, just so you guys all know, we're going to practice all of the beautiful parameters right now that our world is unfolding for us around being present in our own space and our own energy bubbles and our distance, right? People talk about this social distancing and what we need to do to protect ourselves. And I love to think of it like, I'm enhancing my energetic space and my pillar of light right now. And how nice that I can do that without also having to learn how to manage everybody else's. So we'll be doing that. We'll be connecting to our own pillar of light in a very conscious way. Paul is going to do some wonderful rituals, and I'm going to be bringing some channeling of the Great Central Sun. So that's going to be fun. And Paula had this great idea that I just totally loved. And it just felt so great. After, we're going to gather in a social kind of space and honor how our ancient beings did conscious work together. You spend a day or a cycle in the fields harvesting. This is the time of year you would do that. And you always feast after. And you always connect after. And so there's going to be a lot of sacred circle, and there's going to be a lot of sharing. And then after, we're going to have a feast, a social, however you want to say it. It's that place where the joy level up levels by so much. And we're all intertwined in it. So that's what we're going to do. What else do I want to tell you?
I'm trying to figure out how to share a link for it, and I can't seem to figure that out. So we're going to have to post the link in the comments after.
We'll do that after. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just to let you guys know, it's a perfect time of day. 10 o'clock we start. We go from 10 till 4, and then after the gathering. So ease, love, connection, beautifulness. You or be a part of this conversation. This is not going to be just Paula and I. We're just going to be guiding it towards you unfolding the wisdom within your own mystic being. Does that sound about right, Paula?
Yep. I got the true. I got the link for the event in there, but I'm having problems getting the link for the group in there. So
that's okay. The event is perfect, and we'll share the links for the group too. And the reason that we're just doing a Facebook group is it builds a powerful energy. So we'll be sharing information, and we'll be sharing it out to our pages too. Just we like the idea of building that energy within that group, and we'll maintain that after the event. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. This is this gathering is going to be so powerful and so activating, and it's time.
Yeah,
it's time.
So, Deidre just commented that Mount Shasta is calling us to visit at a trip plan before coronavirus took over, and they can communicate with us either way. The energy is powerful there, and I have to say, I had a trip plan to Mount Shasta. It's 2013. It was the year actually the flood happened in our local area. And I'll share, some of those powerful experiences with people over the next little while. I didn't make it to Shasta. I made it to Mount Hood, but incredible stuff. So yeah, if you've ever been called to Mount Shasta, know that you are connecting to that Lemurian energy, and perhaps we might bring a little bit of that into our gathering, right? We'll connect with that energy and bring her here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I was going to say, I'll get that group somehow posted in there too, but I've got the link for the event, and I'm just so excited. I'm so excited for this time to gather like this, and to raise ourselves and raise this vibration. It raises me every week, and I'm glad to be answering that call within me to do this, right? And answering the call within you, those that have called out, just like I've gone and spent time with other people and raised myself and activated my soul. This is a beautiful time. Like I like to make jokes about 2020 because it's been quite interesting how things have occurred. But really, when you look at it, it's been stripping away everything that we're not and helping us to rise up in who we are. And that's why I'm leaning in on this. And I'm encouraging you, if you feel you want to come to this, you want to reach out, lean into the mystic with us on October 3rd. It's in person. Okotoks is near Calgary, Alberta. And so obviously, I guess it's for local people because people can't fly from around the world there. But we're going to bring this energy right back into these conversations and keep going. And I'm just excited to be a part of it. And with you on this, Loree. That's my wrap up.
That was an excellent wrap up. I have to, I do some other calls, and I'm always like, I don't know how to end this. I got to get a wrap up. Love it. I'm excited to be on this journey with you too.
After your wrap up, and if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to do just a few little bit more breath work too.
Yes.
As we close this.
Absolutely. Because I don't, some of you that on the call might really be feeling the power of the crystals right now. Because I know I am. I don't know. Like I'm like leaning in and leaning over today. I'm like, I think that, I don't really need too much of a wrap up. Just I love you, Paula. I love all of the people that connect with us. We feel you, right? We feel you when you're here live with us. We feel you before. We feel you after. When we go into our sacred space and our meditation space, we feel you and we love you and we share our love always. So don't think that just because you didn't see us live, we don't love you. We do, and we feel you, and we're happy to be able to do that. Okay, Paula, do you want to lead some breath work, or did you want me to do that? What do you wanting?
Yeah, I can lead it.
Yeah.
So closing your eyes and taking a deep breath in, all the way down to the tip of your toes. Feel it filling your whole body, and then pushing it out, emptying your lungs and your belly and your legs, and breathing it in. And as you breathe in, you're feeling that peace and connection and love, and breathing out, it's reminding you of the ocean waves as it comes and goes. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in like the waves, and breathing out. Connecting you with the earth, the water, the trees, the land, the animals, the birds, the sun, the sky, the clouds, the people. Keeping this breathing going. As you breathe in, you're feeling this soul expansion. You feel like your soul's expanding, maybe even flying high. Connecting with all that is, connecting with all the energies that you need to connect with, connecting with that love, leaning into that love. Bringing that peace and love with you in every part of your day. Knowing that this journey, this path is yours. Knowing that this time is yours. The time is now. And you're a part of it. And another deep breath in. And letting it go. And another one. Letting it go. Relaxing. And another one. And letting it go. Taking this with you throughout your day and your week. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and wiggle your hands and feet. Maybe stay in this moment even after this call, as long as you need to. And we will see you next Tuesday. You have a great day.